of 40.
To do this on a calculator, you would do 7 divided by the tangent of 40. This equals 8.34.
Now we know that x equals 8.34. Here we have a ladder leaning against a wall. There's a fire on the 3rd floor of a building, and you need to get up as soon as possible. You know the height of the ladder is 15 feet, and the angle between the wall and the top of the ladder is 35 degrees. You want to find the length of the base from the bottom of the building to the base of the ladder. How do we solve this? In this problem, we will use sine. To set up this equation, we're going to do the opposite side of the known angle over the hypotenuse. This is how you set it up. X, the opposite side, will go over the hypotenuse, 15. We're going to multiply this all by the sine of the known angle, 35. Now you're going to multiply 15 by the sine of 35.
To do this on a calculator, you would do 15 times the sine of 35. This equals 8.6.
Now we know that x equals 8.6. Good job on learning how to find missing sides in a triangle. But let's say you didn't know this angle. What would you do?
When trying to find a missing side length, we use sine, cosine, and tangent. However, when finding a missing angle, we'll use negative sine, cosine, and tangent.
In this equation, we have another right triangle. We are going to use negative cosine because we know the adjacent side of the missing angle and the hypotenuse.
To solve this, you would do 9 over the hypotenuse, 12. Then you would multiply it all by the cosine of negative 1.
To do this on a calculator, you would do second cosine to make it negative. Then you would do 9 divided by 12. This equals 41.40.
Now we know that the missing angle equals 41.40.
Now you know how to use sine, cosine, and tangent in math problems and how to solve them in everyday life examples. Let's go back to the problem from the beginning. Here we have another triangle. We know the angle is 48 degrees and the hypotenuse is 6. This is what you're solving for. To set this up, you would use sine. For this problem, you would use the opposite side of the known angle over the hypotenuse. To set this up in an equation, you would do x over 6. Then you multiply it by the sine of 48 degrees. Now you multiply everything times the sine of 48.
To do this on a calculator, you would do 6 times the sine of 48. This equals 4.45.
Now we know that x equals 4.45. Great job on learning how to use sine, cosine, and tangent.